From my personal experience, this movie has a lot more little Easter eggs and fun hints and tips and things and that you would never really know. You know that, and a lot of returns and a lot of high octane adventure in a different way. So that's kind of how I would think it. I think it differs as well. You know, in the first one, we were trying to get out the maze, and I think in this one we're trying to get back in to rescue our friend. And so I think that's kind of a really cool thing. There's a lot of new characters. There's a lot of old characters. There's a lot of sets. There's a lot of people who you've missed, who you've loved, who you've hated coming back as well. One thing about us is we are extremely close as a cast. And because we're extremely close as a cast, we're extremely close in the film as well. And so at the end of the day, at the core, it's just making sure that we're all together and we're all okay. And I think that's a big part of what family means. That's what family means to us. We're always joking around and we're always playing games and we have to do a lot of really cool things here. So I get to drive a big old car and I get to drive that with Dylan and Thomas. So that was a lot of fun as well, just sitting in the car cracking jokes and not worrying if I could keep my hands on the wheel or not. So, but yeah, those have been my favorite things. And honestly, there's just so many moments that we all have as a cast that you know, it's not just one thing. It's just being able to be, when the camera's cut, still laugh and still cry and still hug with my brothers. And so that's what it's all about for me. When you hear that term or that word family, it's like, you know, you've seen people grow up, get married, have kids, go through breakups, go through highs and lows of relationships. And at the end of the day, no matter what we've been through, we've all still been there for each other. We were betrayed by Teresa, and so we lost a lot of friends along the way. And right now it's just kind of down to Thomas, Newt, Frypan, and the rest of the crew to kind of figure out a plan to go rescue Minho and a couple of the other characters who we've met along the way. And Wicked's kind of gotten the better of us now. And now we're just trying to figure out the best way to not only get back at Wicked, but also get our friend. The city is Wicked's main headquarters. And people inside of the city seem to be living life okay, like nothing is wrong, and worshiping Wicked and going through the motions of you know, living a regular city life and going through their everyday to-day jobs. And so that's what makes the city such a big entity in the film, is because we never knew anything like that existed. And it's protected by a wall, and it's kind of like a maze. And so in the first two movies, we spend our whole time trying to get out of the maze, and now we're trying to work our way back in to go find Minho. The thing I love about Frypan is I've been playing this guy for 3 movies now. And throughout the journey, I've gotten the opportunity to see him arc. And, you know, in the first movie, he's very much so passionate about his cooking and about his role in the Glade and making sure everybody feels included. And in the second movie, you know, he feels a little bit hurt because we've lost some friends along the way. And in the third movie, he kind of comes into his own. He's a bit more, not kind of, he does come into his own in the third movie. He's a bit more definitive about what he wants to do. He trusts Thomas, he trusts Newt, and the main thing is he wants to find his brother as well, Minho. And he's willing to risk and sacrifice anything he can to do so. Newt is the voice of reason, who's the one who can normally get through to Thomas. And Frypan's the one who normally helps execute the plans. And that's kind of what they know their relationship is like. You gotta understand, these boys have known each other for however many years they were in the Glade. And when you go through that much loss and that much tough and trial and turmoil in the Scorch, and in the maze, and in the Glade, and now in the Death Cure, the relationship that he has, the two of them have, is definitely a special one. There's so many things that are exciting about this that fans should be on the edge of their seat for.